In the last video, we finished our navigation. Now is the time to continue working on header. I will open Google Chrome and preview the current state of our website. And the next thing I think we can add here is some text, which will say awesome or maybe I am awesome or something similar. I will just go to our code and I want to locate this header content section. And inside of that, I will go and add a new div with a class of, let's say, AW header text maybe, and just close this one. And inside of that one, I want to add a new h1 tag because this will be the main text on our page. And here I will write something like I am awesome and maybe give it an exclamation mark. And now I want to save this file. Next thing I want to do is to copy this class because I want to apply some styles for that element. And we can go and paste it here in our header part of CSS. And I will, for the start, just leave it empty like this and save a file. And then we'll go to developer tools and add some styles for that one. Now I reload that page and you can see it appears on page. And actually it needs some styling, obviously. So I will just go and open our developer tools. And I want to locate this one. And for the start, I want to give it a position of absolute. And I want to make sure that it's positioned absolute related to a header. So on a header, I want to add a position of relative. And you can already spot it's not quite visible here because it has some kind of dark text. So let's go to our h1 and maybe give it some color. And it will be a color of white. So let's go for the start and copy all these styles to our style sheet. I will just go back and currently I don't have any styles for headings, so I will add one and just paste this color. Also, I want to go back and pick this position absolute from our header text and just paste it here in our CSS file. And also on a header, I want to give it a position of relative. And let's go and save the file. If we reload the page, it's the same. Okay, cool. Next thing I want to do with our header text is that I want to position it all the way from the left edge to the right edge and to make it have the height of our header. That's why I will give it some width of 100% and also some height of also 100%. Just to preview it, yeah, it looks like it takes the whole height of our header now. And actually I want to position this text here to the center. That's why on our header text, I will use display flex. And the thing I want to do now is to say justify content and give it a center, and also to align items to center. Yeah, it already looks a bit better. But we can already notice that this white text is not quite visible sometimes on this kind of background. So maybe we want to make our background image a bit darker so this text pops up a bit. One thing we could do easily here in CSS is to take this header text, and since it's covering the whole area of our header, we could go and just give it some transparent background. And I will just go and do that. I will say background, and I will type RGBA. And here I need 4 values. First 3 will determine a color, and the fourth one will determine the alpha opacity. And I will say something like 0.7 maybe. Or not, that's maybe too dark. Let's go with 0.5. Yeah, this should be okay. I will just go now and copy all of these styles and make sure I paste it to our CSS file. So I need to paste it here. I just want to go and save this page. Now I want to go back to preview what we currently have. I'll just reload the page and see that because of this thing we added here, this text, now our main navigation is covered. And that's actually not a problem. All we need to do is to give it some set index. We will go here and take our navigation styles and just write like this index and set it, let's say, to 999 maybe, because it should be over the all elements on our web page. I will just go and copy this one, go back to our file, paste it here, just save our file and reload our page again. Now it's better. And the last thing I want to do for our text here for now is to style a bit this H1 because it's a small text for now and I want to increase its font size. So let's say font size of 70 pixels maybe. Yeah, that's already better. But anyway, I think this font now is a bit too thick. So maybe we could go and say font weight and say it lighter. And I think it looks already a bit better. I will just copy this before I close our developer tools, and now I can preview this text we have. And yeah, it looks a bit nicer. So I will go back now and find that H1 tag and just paste all of these styles I just cut from there, save it. And then I want to go back to our page and reload it. Yeah, it looks nice. But I think it would be even better if we add some animation to our text. So maybe to have it pulsating or something. So let's go back to our CSS. In the bottom of our CSS file, I want to add some section called animations. And here I will add all the animations we have on our web page. So for the start, I want to add some keyframes here, and I will just write WebKit keyframes. Maybe give it some name of pulsate. And here I want to define some steps. And these are the steps in the time when something will happen with our animation. So I want for start to say 0% and open this one. Then I want to have 50%, which will be on the 50% of time of our animation, and also 100%. And here I want to add some styles. And this is what will happen with our animated element at 0%, then at 50%, and then finally at 100%. So I want to animate opacity. And maybe I want to give it at 0% 0.3 opacity. Then I will just go and copy this one. And at 50%, I want to have opacity at 1. And maybe again at 100% to have it 0.3 or something. So I will just save it for now. And then actually we want to add some class here so we can use it on our elements. Technically, I could use this animation here on our H1, but I don't think that's the right place for using that, because if we add a new class, then we can reuse that class multiple times in our application or website. And that's exactly what we'll be doing here. I will just add a new class of AW pulsate, for example. And then I want to add some WebKit animation and set it to our animation here, which is pulsate. And let's say, for example, 3 seconds. And for the animation effect, we'll set here is maybe in and out also. Besides it, we want to add something like this, which is WebKit animation iteration count. And actually we want to set this to infinite, because we want our animation to repeat all the time. And just for the start here, we want for this class, just in case, to set opacity to 0.3. Now I'm done with this style here for animation, so I will just go and save this file. And actually I want to copy this class and put it on some element that I want to be animated. So I will just go back to our website just to preview which element we want to animate. Actually, that's this H1 tag. If I inspect it, we don't need to animate the whole header text, just this H1. So I will go back to our index.html file and locate this H1 here and just give it a class of AW pulsate. If I save this, I can go back to our page, reload it, and I can already see that our animation takes the place, which looks nice. So let's go and in the next video add some more elements to our header.